Well, good morning. We're here in New Zealand. It's day 5. We're on a gravel road. I've just spent the night staying with some really lovely HubNutters who put me up for the night. Beautiful, beautiful area. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And today we're going to tackle a bit more coast, going north up to Whangarei, and really looking forward to it. So we've got to get on our way, really. There's more foibles with this car, but the indicators don't seem very convincing first thing in the morning. They seem to improve throughout the day. But I'll get you set up in the mount, and I'll try and show you, if I can get you in without breaking my mount, try and show you where we're heading, because I have an Auckland map. So yesterday we started off down beyond Hamilton, drove up to Auckland for the car show, and then carried on up to Warkworth, where there was a little shopping centre, and came out over this way. So I'm going to drive up this bit of coast today, up to Whangarei. So a WH is apparently F over here. So Whangarei it is. We'll see what Whangarei has to offer. Hoping to see some spectacular coastal scenery. So we're heading to Pakiri Beach at the moment. This road is a bit more interesting than some I've encountered. Woo! Pushing those cheap Chinese def rings to the limit, my Ling Long tyres. In the real world, I don't need much more power than this, to be honest. 103 brake horsepower, maybe that's enough. What you need mostly is good handling, and the BX has that. And it's quite uneven in places, so I've got the comfortable ride as well at the same time. Close ratio gearbox as well, so it's, yeah, easy to keep the engine in the middle of that lovely torquey power band it has. Oh, gravel. I think we'll slow down a bit now, you know. Today is all about the gravel. While I'm travelling down this gravel road fairly slowly, you'll just notice I've got my sunblinds deployed in the back, factory fit on the BX. I should come clean about this car. This isn't actually my car. The original plan was for me to buy this car, have my fun with it, and then sell it to my friend Stuart. Tarmac! But by the time I got here, Stuart had already bought the car. He seems to have fallen for it, and I can't say I blame him. It's a lovely car, but he's still letting me do some touring about in it, for which I'm very grateful. So we were going to put a pretense on and pretend I'd bought it anyway, but I haven't paid any money, which does simplify matters, because Stuart has insured the car. The car is registered to Stuart at his address here in New Zealand. So that simplifies matters quite a lot. Plus I don't have to worry about selling the car, because it isn't my car. So unfortunately that does mean that, as much as I like this car, and I really do, I'm not going to be able to ship it back home even if I wanted to. So I'm trying not to get too attached to it. But, oh, This is very much a reminder of what I love about BXs. And there's stuff I don't love about BXs, like windows that fall apart. Oh, Pakiri Beach is that way, is it? Okay. But yeah, I just love the way they drive, especially these Mark 1s. They drive a fair bit differently to the Mark 2s. The Mark 2 was an attempt to be more conventional. Sorry, just got a narrow section I need to pay attention to here, and another gravel road. But the floaty ride, the driving position, the handling, the styling, there's a lot I love about these cars. So yeah, I really am living the dream. I am driving around New Zealand on gravel roads in a Citroen BX. I can't say I ever imagined such a day would happen. State of my life. So here I am on Pakiri Beach, and what a location. And can I just remind you, this is effectively the spring bank holiday, and I'm having no trouble having this little bit of beach to myself. Yeah, I'll let all the noisy families be over there, but here we go, dip in the sea. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, that's definitely spring sea temperatures. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, that's oh, ooh, yeah, yay, ooh. Yeah. I'm not going for a swim, but beautiful. You can see the mountains rising out of the water in various directions. Oh my gosh. But yeah, wow. Now this really does feel like holiday. Apart from the fact I'm technically working because I'm talking to you. But oh, what a spot. I think I might not do very much for a bit. As I sit here and reflect on this largely deserted beach on a bank holiday Monday in New Zealand, it's worth remembering the landmass of New Zealand is roughly equivalent to the UK, but there are only 4 million people living here, which is 1 million more than live in Wales. You know, Wales feels pretty sparsely populated, but yeah, that is a low population density, and you really feel it everywhere you go. It's just yeah, there's the odd traffic jam here and there at a pinch point, but generally you can travel around this country no bother at all. The other thing to consider is that in terms of latitude variation, going from the top of New Zealand to the bottom is the equivalent of going from the north of Scotland to the south of France, apparently, because we know we're right down the bottom of the globe. So there's some variety between the very top, which I'm heading towards at the moment, and the very bottom, which we'll get to at some point. Last week, the week I arrived in New Zealand, it was snowing down on South Island in places. So yeah, it's there's some variety going on. I must also clarify another point. A lot of people saying wear sun cream because the lack of ozone is a problem down here. No, not so much. The ozone hole has healed to a remarkable degree since CFCs were banned. So but you still burn very easily. They give some warnings on the TV apparently, and say, you know, 4-minute burn time today or something. And it's purely because the angle we're at to the sun. In the UK, we're up at the top, and because the Earth leans on its axis, just like I'm leaning there, in the UK we're tilted away from the sun, but down here at the bottom, when we hit the sun, it's coming at a much sharper angle, so it's just the power of the sun is greater here, and you feel that the light looks different, it looks harsher and feels sharper, and it destroys cars. It eats up the paint and the plastics, which is why my BX is all the remarkable. There's a bit of cracking on the dashboard, but really it's in very good condition. It hasn't been too badly affected. Oh, and the roof lacquer has gone, which you kind of expect on a French car anyway. But yeah, it's the angle of the sun that is what causes the problems here and what causes people to burn. So I'm having to wear a lot of sun cream, which is not something I particularly enjoy, to be honest, especially when you then come to a sandy beach and roll around in the sand and get sand stuck all over your legs. I suppose you don't have to do that. But yeah, sorry, knees alert there, should have given one. But yeah, this is feeling very nice indeed. But I'm not going to record every detail of this trip because yeah, I do actually need to have some time off. But yeah, suffice it to say, this particular bit is very pleasant indeed. So I think I might wrap it up there, to be honest. I've not got very far to go today. Might do a bit more exploring tomorrow, possibly the Packard Museum. I know nothing about Packards, that should be interesting. And yeah, we'll see what unfolds. But in the meantime, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe before you go. There will be some road tests to come from the Antipodes. I'm just still settling in and letting my brain recover, so I can do those to the best of my ability. And I look very much forward to it. I've got a right list of cars coming up. It's going to be epic. So yeah, I shall catch you in a future video. Farewell.